love tinkering with tools and building new products, and I've used my team as a test subject for a number of different products and systems that I've been able to build and deploy. So that more or less was one of the driving factors from the get-go is, hey, let's productize this, let's bring it out and see how many users we can get on it. I think it's really useful and it's something that's needed in this space. And so, yeah, I mean, it was kind of a thought all the whole way is, let's get this out to the world.
All right, folks, we're back and we have a good one for you today. We've got Austin Archuleta from ACE. And it's a really awesome tool, ACE AI, that I recently became aware of just by the way I usually find out things by browsing the forums, seeing what people are talking about, seeing what technology is getting people really great results and what technology is moving the needle for teams. And I suddenly start seeing people talking about this tool, Ace AI, Ace AI. I'm like, what is this thing, right? So I'm really interested in AI, as a lot of people, you guys know. I think it's a fascinating technology when it comes to texting, when it comes to communication, when it comes to content creation. It's crazy good at a lot of those things. And I'm always looking for the next company, the next startup, the next tech that's implementing AI in a really useful way. Because there's not that many. There's a lot of hype around the technology. Not many implementations are really moving the needle for folks. So I think this is going to be a really interesting conversation because I think what Austin has built, I think it has the potential to move the needle in a big way. So, Austin, welcome to the show. For people that don't know you, don't know Ace, don't know anything, we're approaching this blank. Why don't you give us a little bit of background about yourself and why Ace AI? Go for it.
Yeah, thanks for that intro, Gustavo. Really appreciate it. This AI space is so interesting. I've really been obsessed with the AI realm for the last, year or so since we've seen ChatGPT really come into the market. And the big, gap that I've noticed is getting folks to actually use it in a usable way and increasing the accessibility of these products and bringing it, to people in places that they're already working. And so I have a real estate team here in Austin, Texas, where I'm based out of. My background is in software development as well. I've built software in the past with teams. And, I've been using Follow Up Boss for probably 5 years now. And really, I just kind of married those two ideas together with Ace. I was using ChatGPT to generate different things in Follow Up Boss, and it was just really clunky moving back and forth. And I thought, there's got to be a better way to do this and a safer way to do it. And so, I kind of slowly inched into this idea of Ace, and I've gotten really great feedback from folks. And yeah, I'm just really excited, that we're launching it.
Gotcha. So you mentioned you have a real estate team. So I didn't even know that. So you work with a real estate team locally where you're at and did this started like a side project?
Yeah, no, I run a team. I'm a team lead here, and
Love it.
have my own agents that were using Ace. And they've really been my test subjects, and I've gotten to see some really good usability out of it, and some uh, gotten to take home some from it. So it's been
I
great.
love it. Well, then we have that in common because I'm a former software guy turned real estate guy, so I didn't even know that. So that's very cool. So I thought you were coming to like just like from a tech standpoint, from an engineering standpoint. So you really know the scenario. So you're scratching your own itch, as they say. You're solving a problem that you already have.
Absolutely, absolutely. Pain point for
Yeah.
me that we're touching here as well.
Yeah, I love that. So you saw, a use case, you saw a need for it, tried it out with your team, you liked the results, and said, "Hey, why don't we open this up for the world, so to speak?"
Yeah, exactly,
I
exactly.
love it. And if you were going to explain to people what is Ace AI, because people might not even know what we're talking about yet, we'll get to it. We're getting there. What does it do? What is it?
Yeah, so Ace AI is a embedded application in Follow Up Boss. It allows people, users of Follow Up Boss, the CRM, to interact with a AI assistant right within Follow Up Boss. It has all the context for, the contact that you're, maybe reaching out to, automatically knows all the notes, pretty much everything about your contacts, and you can just, right there within the CRM, engage with it, have it write emails for you, have it summarize things. Really, the possibilities are endless. It's an extremely flexible tool, and it's also purpose built for, realtors, for inside sales agents, for brokers to use directly within Follow Up Boss.
Yeah, I love that. And and that might not mean a lot to people. I think we got to show them for it to really kind of land, because I initially found out about Ace in the context of like texting. Like that's we're having a texting conversation in the Follow Up Boss community, and people were commenting, "Hey, what's something that can like help me have better outreach, better follow up." It was a follow up discussion. Actually, not even texting. It was a
Yep.
follow up discussion, and someone mentioned, hey, getting personalized text very quickly with Ace is what's been working for me. Like, what's Ace? And is it a
Mhm.
texting tool? Like, does it send text messages? Is it like an automatic texting tool? I honestly initially thought it was like a communication tool, like sending communication, right? Like
Yep.
a texting tool or a texting automation tool or something along those lines. And it's not that at all. It has nothing to do with SMS. Actually, it's not limited to SMS at all. It can help you write emails, help you write text messages, and like you said, initially you were trying to do this in ChatGPT, but if you want to give ChatGPT context, I'm guessing you have to copy the whole damn thing, like everything, and just like drop it in ChatGPT and then process it there, then bring it back, and et cetera. And I
Yeah.
can see how that can get pretty clunky
Yeah,
quickly.
it can get really messy, and that's not really the best practices to be dropping your clients' information into ChatGPT. Um,
Exactly.
so that's something you want to definitely avoid doing. And with Ace, we anonymize all, personal identifiable information, so it's very secure for your data, and we're not giving any of that data over to these large language models. So it's very,
Yeah.
we thought about all the little security features as well.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned security, and I'm glad you clarified that. Like, hey, security from outside people, but you're talking about like an enterprise security issue where a lot of enterprises deal with the exact same thing. They don't want to give their data to ChatGPT, OpenAI. It's a for-profit company. It's not a company, right? They want to
Right.
give away their data like in a massive processing if they don't know what's going to happen to it, or they're going to give to them for free, essentially, right? So
Yeah,
I
no,
think
no.
that's a major concern. I think that coming from a software background, whoever has the data has a lot of power. Whoever has the data has a lot of power, and you're giving it to them for free. Not usual Doesn't usually end well in those kind of situations, right? You're giving them leverage eventually, and I've seen this in other contexts like Gmail, like Facebook, like YouTube, right? So people should be mindful of those things. I think that's really important to understand, right? So I love it. All right. So yeah, that enterprise approach to security I think is useful. And you've seen companies in the real estate space, like Keller Williams has been big on that, right? They don't want to share data. They want to keep everything in house, actually. So I don't know if that's the right solution, but they recognize the threat. They recognize the risk of letting large other companies, not even large companies, other companies own or have access to their data, right? So that's a big thing. I think that's significant, and it's only going to get more significant. So Austin, you have this idea, you're testing it out with your team, people are liking it. Was there a productization thought there? Was that like the next logical thing? You come from a software background, from a product background. Did that like the light bulb go off, or why offer it to the world? Maybe just keep it to yourself and enjoy the benefits. Why offer it to the world? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I love tinkering with tools and building new products, and I've used my team as a test subject for a number of different products and systems that I've been able to build and deploy. So that more or less was one of the driving factors from the get-go is, hey, let's productize this, let's bring it out and see how many users we can get on it. I think it's really useful, and it's something that's needed in this space. And so, yeah, I mean, it was kind of a thought all, the whole way is, let's get this out to the world.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, because I think your background allowed for that. That's great. Well, enough talk. Let's show people what it is we're talking about. And like you mentioned, it is an Follow Up Boss embedded app, right? So you could for the moment you can only really use it within Follow Up Boss. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
only
So
in
it's
Follow Up Boss, native directly in it though, so the usability is excellent.
love it.
Looking at rolling it out, outside of Follow Up Boss as well, but for right now, we're kind of aiming small, missing small.
Okay. Great. I love it. Let me enable this thing. So let's allow people to take a look. Go for it.
All right. All right. See my screen here?
Yep. Can see it.
So this is my phone number. So I am protecting my client's data here, not pushing it out for the world.
Awesome.
So whenever you load into a specific lead page or a contact page within Follow Up Boss, you'll see Ace automatically load in here. It's this pane on the right side. And,
Okay.
it functions pretty much like ChatGPT or whatever large language model you might have used in the past. You can chat with it here. But we also have a number of what we call quick prompts, which can be customized on the admin dashboard. And I've built out a couple here. Like this one is a ISA pre-call summary and call script. So if I click this, Ace First of all, Ace automatically knows pretty much everything about this contact. It has
Mm,
all the contacts, it has all the activity, all the details, notes, everything already. So if I click this really quickly, Ace will be able to put together a quick summary for inside sales agent to, briefly read through, and, kind of figure out what's going on with this lead. So, it tells them where we're located, what the office space, what homes they've looked at, the price range, current status. And then we have a quick call script that we're able to really build out quickly.
nice.
Um, and so, it touches on the different things that this particular contact has, you know, taken interest in. They've signed up for our market statistics dashboard, so it touches on that. And, this is just one of the many use cases that we're able to do here. So let's say we went and we had that phone call. Next, I can have it compose a post-call text and email very quickly. It'll just, generate this email for us. And
Nice.
here we go. Here's the email and the text message. Um, and we have these quick copy functions here. So you can quickly copy that, come over here to your email, paste it in, and voila, you're good to go. It has, your links already merged into it. You just kind of click send and then you're off to the races.
Love it.
Let's say this email was maybe a little too formal. You can say, make it more casual. And in just a couple of seconds, Ace will be generating more casual email here for us. So it can really help you just, craft meaningful, contextual correspondence on the fly very, very quickly. It can bring you up to speed on some of these leads that have, just so much information in their timeline and just give you a,
Yes.
rundown about what's going on with them. Um,
Yeah.
Additionally, if you want, you can save the conversation here with Ace as a note. So you can, kind of cross collaborate with other folks. So this is that note. This is the whole
Huh.
conversation we just had with Ace. We generate a custom title for it. So, if you want to add that in here for future reference, you're able to. And yeah, that's the basics of it. It's incredibly flexible with this kind of open chat style, but also the quick prompt functionality makes it so you can very quickly get things done, but then also refine them. Or if you want to explore a different use case, you can explore it.
Cool, cool. I like that. I like the simplicity of it. I like the fact that it's an embedded tool. Makes it, people a little bit more likely to use it, right? Actually put it into practice. And there's a specific scenario that I think this can really move the needle. When you think about, again, looking at it from my, selfishly looking at it from my perspective, when you have an ISA on your team, they're doing one of two activities. They're either doing first contact, first response, trying to get in contact with the leads, either to hand them off to an agent, to book an appointment with them, etc. The other scenario, at least in my case, the far more common scenario is calling older leads. Okay. Calling leads that might be 3 months old, 6 months old, 1 year old, more than a year old. And sometimes the notes on these things, which is not, oh, actually, I prefer this. There's a lot of notes, a lot of activity, a lot of back and forth, right? So I don't mind
And
that. That's
data.
great, right? Because
Yeah.
that's data. It's data. It's information. Information can help you, right? It's context. Because when there's no context, you don't have to put that much thought into what you're going to send them. You can send
Right,
everyone the
right,
same
right.
thing. That's why you have boilerplate text on first contact. First contact is kind of inherently more automatable, right? Because well, has been more automatable because of the fact that you have zero context. It helps with
Yeah.
that. When you have a nurturing scenario, when you have like a rekindling scenario, the most valuable thing you have is the context. That's the most valuable thing you have. Up to now, because I think this is going to change pretty soon with tools like this. Up to now, people when they want to do rekindling, they'll blast the same message to 1,000 leads, right? Like
Yeah.
probably in batches because you can't mass text anymore. But you'll send the same message. You'll email blast them at least, and then you'll text them the exact same thing. Do they need help? And you've got these automated texting campaigns that have the same message to
Yeah.
everybody, right? So, and some of them are a little bit smarter, like the Ylopas of the world. They'll be a little bit more contextual, a little bit, not that much, a little bit more. But we can do better than that, right? So I see this tool as really nailing that second scenario. Like whether you're an agent, I look at it as an ISA. They gave you a list of 300 old leads in the pond. You're going to call them, of course, right? But this is something else you do. You generate a personalized, contextual email and text.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Call, email, text, leave a voicemail. And you can probably get a voicemail script from this thing too, right? Like giving like a next step
Oh,
voicemail.
absolutely.
Yeah, so
Totally.
so I
Yeah.
I really like it for that scenario. I like it a lot for that because believe it or not, ISA struggle with that. Like they sometimes people use so people sometimes this you see this often. You have a like a text template they use for an ISA to send. I'm like, man, I mean, the ISA's there. They can do better than that. They don't have to send the exact. They shouldn't do the same thing an automated tool should do, right? Like an automation a boilerplate automation. They can do better than that. And I think this is one of the ways that you can do better than that, where you can have a contextual response. A lot of people they don't get responses. They don't, and they blame the leads. They blame this, blame that. I go, what if the quality of the response matters? Sometimes people
Yeah.
say, oh, well, we called and we sent a bunch of texts and we sent a bunch of emails. What if you could send a better text? What if you can send a better email? Because guess what? Another dozen agents are calling them, another dozen agents are emailing them, and another dozen agents are texting them, right? So I think we're at a point where quality, not just quantity, quality, the answer is both, right? But we want more quality with these touches. And I had not seen something that was as good as this, and was fast as this to help get some of that context. So Austin, getting kind of back to the conversation, is there anything else you want to show on the demo? Do you want to, or should we just kind of turn the thing off?
Yeah, no, I think we're good to go. I mean, that's the
Okay,
gist of it here. We
I
can go
love
through
it.
the admin if you think it's useful, but
Oh
that's
yeah,
more on the
oh yeah,
ad.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true because from the admin side, it's like the team, right? If you run the team, what does that look like? Because this is the embedded app that every user sees. But if you're the owner, what do you see on the back end?
Yeah, so if you're, actually running the team and setting up ACE for your team or your inside sales agents, you'll live here in this admin dashboard. On here, we have team branding, so you can define specifically how ACE is going to define your brand. Phone numbers, websites that it's able to provide. You can also give it, market information. Because, sometimes these leads may be not located within your market, and Follow Up Boss will show their location as out of state, and that could potentially confuse ACE. So it's nice to put your market in here so it knows that you're here in Austin. You can also give it special instructions. Like in here, I have, always start emails with howdy. I'm out of Texas, so that's, a common
Of
thing down
course.
here.
Yeah.
Um, and then you have user management, very simple user management. You just add and remove seats. You can activate and deactivate your users. Then if we scroll down a little bit further, you can see where you manage your quick prompts. So you can go in here and
Mm,
quickly build out your quick prompts for your ISA to use, for your sales agents to use. So you can still retain, a good amount of control over what's actually being sent out there and empower your team, to maybe with the knowledge and the wisdom that you have as a team lead, to, kind of build out some better prompting.
I love it. I love it.
And,
I like it.
that's the gist of the dashboard here. We're going to be continuing to add more features, but yeah, we just launched a couple of weeks ago and really excited.
Yeah, so it's like a brand spanking new. It's bleeding edge. Call it that, bleeding edge of using AI and AI assistance. And I really I think this has a really compelling scenario that a lot of agents struggle with. And people watching this, you know what I mean, right? You've got the lead, you gotta send a follow up, you gotta touch base, but you shouldn't use the word follow up or touching base. It's not a great way to do that, right? So I think this can be a much more useful way to send personalized information, or like the demo you just showed, the example was get context quickly to make the call. Like
Yeah.
have context ready for the call. I think that can help a lot too, right? Instead of reading through 3 pages of notes, give me the gist of it, like boom, real quick for me to make that call, whether you're an agent or whether you're an ISA. What as people have been using, I mean, it's been 2 weeks, right? But as people have been using this, maybe on your own team, has anything surprised you? Have any of your assumptions proved right or maybe proved wrong about how people would use a tool like this? Anything you didn't expect, or have things gone like pretty much how you assumed they would?
Yeah, I haven't seen any too out of the box use cases. I've had a lot of people banging away at it, having a lot of fun with it, or trying to get it to talk about non-real estate things, which it can do for sure, but
If you try hard enough,
not
if
its
you try hard enough.
forte. Yeah, yeah. I had someone have it generate text in Pig Latin, and that was interesting. But no, I mean,
So
more or
there
less,
you go.
it's saving agents time, saving ISAs time. They're not having to type up these emails in mass. They're not having to type up really in-depth responses to clients. They can just give Ace the gist of what they're trying to say, and if it's really specific type of email, and then it'll just generate great content for it.
I
And
love it. I
yeah,
love it.
that's really
Quickly.
been, yeah, it's really quick, and things have more or less been going as I thought they would in terms of
Okay.
how folks are using them.
I love it. I love it. I think it's great. And well, Austin, anything else people should know? If people want to reach out, they want to sign up, they want to get some information, what is the best way to reach out to you and learn more about ACE?
Yeah, so my personal email is austin@moonsherpa.com. You can find Ace on moonsherpa.com. It's moonsherpa.com/ace-AI. You can find all the information about it there. Our pricing starts off at $25 a month, and then it just kind of goes up as you scale seats. And yeah, I mean, jump on our mailing list. We released our product features, so you can learn about those as they come out. And yeah, just looking forward to having more folks jump on board and use it and see how, creative people can get.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I personally think it'd be a great tool for ISAs. I think it's great. We were talking about this yesterday, and I was telling you, ISAs that are great on the phone tend to not be great at
Right.
writing lengthy emails. And in fact, a lot of them end up using ChatGPT, actually, right? Just saying, hey, what's a good response to this angry email? People on my staff or something like that, right? What's a
Yeah,
professional way to do this? So I know the tool is really useful for that scenario, like how to craft a good response. What we hadn't used it for was a contextual response. That's a killer scenario. It's really, really good. So kudos to you guys for jumping on it, taking action on that, and making it available for us. So, Austin, thanks so much, man. Appreciate you for jumping in, sharing the knowledge here with the group. We're gonna be promoting this video, gonna be promoting this, and I actually want to get some volunteers. Like, jump in, try this out with your ISA. So the only prerequisite I want to see from people in my audience, if you like the tool, sign up. But I would really like to see people that are using Follow Up Boss with an ISA
yeah.
if either scenario you want, but I really would like to see the rekindling ISA Follow Up Boss. I know you guys are out there, so sign up because I want to see the results. I'd love to see some great case studies of ISAs using this at a really high level to get better results for their team. So I'm selfishly looking for that. That's what I want to see. So I think that's a great win-win, right? So a
It's a
triple
great use
win.
case. Yeah.
Win for Ace, win for the team, and win for Power ISA. So anytime we can have like a big win like that, I welcome it. So awesome, Austin. Thank you so much, man.
Hey, thank you for having me on.